Hey guys. No, that's Howard Hewitt singing Say Amen. No, I don't own the rights to this music, but it happened to pop up as I was listening to my gospel adjacent quarantine playlist, and it's just one of almost 70 songs that are on there. And it's my free gift to you for being here. There's no opt in, you can just get it. So, you know what? As promised, let me drop the link to that into the comments so you can go on and grab that if you like. So, check that out. Hopefully, that came through. There it is. It popped up in the comments. So, thank you for being here. Welcome to day, what is this? This is day six of my 15-day gratitude challenge. Yes. So we are moving right along. We're a third of the way there. And for those who are new here, for 15 days straight, starting April the 15th to the end of the month, I'm going live on Facebook every day just for a few minutes to manifest gratitude as part of my success journey and to support you and yours. How does that work? That's not what this is about. I'm not going into the how behind it and how it works and why it's important to do that, because I cover that in a different video. So if you want to check out my secret sauce episode on the topic, are you manifesting gratitude? Perhaps at the end of the episode, I'll drop the link to that in the comments in case you missed it. Check that out. I take a deep dive into how law of attraction and manifesting gratitude works. So check that out. That's not what this series is about. This series is about practicing those theories that are covered in my secret sauce video. And it's about taking you inside my own gratitude practice to show you how I do it, giving you a little bit of inspiration and information, food for thought, and then giving you a chance to practice. So yes, there's homework at the end of each live. I just give you some questions and things that you can ponder and perhaps implement and take action on to manifest gratitude around whichever topic I'm talking about in your own life. So that's what we're doing. So far, we've talked about a lot of different topics. Day one was all about being thankful for the relationships in our lives, whether those relationships worked out the way that we wanted them to or not. There's still a lot to be grateful for in those relationships. Day two is all about celebrating the power of creative energy in our lives and manifesting that. Day three was about being thankful for time, the time that we have. Day four was about showing gratitude for technology. And yesterday was about being thankful for sage leadership, especially in these interesting times in which we're living, which is the perfect segue to tonight's topic, which is sort of a corollary or a cousin or a sister, however you want to call it, to leadership, and that is teams. I'm being thankful for teams tonight. And so what do I mean by that? All of us are part of teams. If you belong to a family, your family could be like your team. If you've got a squad, maybe you've got a squad of best friends that you roll with, right? Or who you can call if stuff goes sideways. We all have our peeps, our peoples that we can call if stuff goes sideways, and they'll ride down there and do what needs to be done, and they'll have your back. That they're part of your team. If you're a person of a certain age, like I am, you ought to have a team of doctors as part of your healthcare regimen. Especially women, you should have a team of doctors, a primary and one to deal with your needs as a woman, right? Among others, an eye doctor, a dentist, whatever. So you should have a team of doctors. If you belong to an organization, like everybody knows that I'm very active in my sorority, and I belong to multiple teams within that world. I belong to multiple teams at work. Some of them are formal, right? So I'm formally part of a marketing organization, but I'm also part of tons and tons of project teams in my coaching practice. I'm part of some teams with some business partners. I'm part of some mastermind communities. In my life as an author, I'm part of some author groups. And all of those are teams. Teams are the supportive network that help us be great, as the kids today are saying. And yesterday, when we looked at leadership, I took you through my little Captain Kirk analogy for leadership. Hey, Shalon, welcome back. Thanks for being here. And I know my mom is here. Hey, Mom, she's here every night. Thank you. You know, I love you. Yesterday I talked about my Captain Kirk leadership model. And I said, you know, one of the things that was powerful about him was he had an amazing team of specialists who were strong in areas where he wasn't. And so yesterday we talked about how you could get your inner Captain Kirk on as a leader, but today now we're talking about, you know, are you, keeping with my Star Trek analogy, and then I'll get off that in a minute, but, you know, are you, you know, Lieutenant Uhura to somebody's Captain Kirk, or Mr. Spock to somebody's Captain Kirk? If you like music, okay, so maybe you're Tito to somebody's Michael Jackson. That's fine. You know, it's all good. It really doesn't matter, but we're all part of teams, and we should be thankful for them, because when we're dealing with something as extreme as this pandemic, or as simple as just looking to celebrate a small victory along the way, you want to share that with other people. So you need your team to come through, right? How many times have you sent a group text to your girls or your boys or your friends or whatever saying, hey guys, I just did something amazing today, just to get that feedback and that energy. So I'm very thankful to be part of all the many teams in my life. Whether they're family ties, sorority ties, business ties, work ties, professional ties, personal ties, all of those people are part of the many, many teams that help me do what I do, how I do it. And I'm thankful for every single one of those teams that I'm a part of, whether it's my alumni networks or any of the teams that I mentioned earlier. And that's the beauty of teams, is that it doesn't require a formal relationship. You don't have to be formally put on a team with somebody, right? You don't have to be on a team with somebody. You can form your own sort of coalition together to support you in your journey, or you could to accomplish a goal, or you could be part of somebody else's team that's accomplishing a goal. You know, I have to admit, part of what sparked tonight's live was I was watching that Michael Jordan, Chicago Bulls, Scottie Pippen documentary that's on ESPN called The Last Dance. And it's a great, great, great illustration, particularly the Scottie Pippen Jordan storyline. It's a great exploration of the power of teams. Here was Michael Jordan scoring, 50, 60 points a night, and the team couldn't win because he didn't have the right specialists around him. Scottie Pippen wasn't playing when that happened. So he was like one of the greatest performances in the history of all basketball against the Celtics in an episode I was watching the other night. I think he dropped like almost 60 points and they lost. Like, how does that happen? It's because, he was Captain Kirk out there all by himself, right? I was once coaching a young professional who was frustrated. This was his first time leading a team, and he was frustrated because his team wasn't performing at the level that he was moving at. He was kind of Jordan without a whole bunch of Scottie Pippens, and he wasn't accomplishing anything, and he was getting really frustrated. So he came to me, and I was coaching him a little bit, and I said, listen, because I talk in sports analogies all the time, when I'm not talking about Captain Kirk analogies, I'm talking about sports. But I said, you have to ask yourself, your team is moving at the pace of normal. You just happen to be an overperformer in this particular area, right? So you're moving faster than everybody else. So as their leader, you have to ask yourself, would you rather be Michael Jordan getting 50 and 60 every night and losing and not accomplishing your goal? Or would you rather delegate, spread it around, engage everybody else, slow down, engage everybody else in your process and go at their speed and get third and be Jordan getting 30 that night and spreading it around and letting, Pippen get his 15 or 20 and win the championship? You have to ask yourself, who do you want to be on your team, right? And he was like, wow, okay, yeah, I had never thought about that. And he made some adjustments and, and I said, you don't have to deny yourself. You can still be yourself, but you need to be a leader. He wasn't he was the official leader of that team, but I would have given him the same advice if he wasn't. I was like, you have to pick your position, stay in your lane, and then engage people, give everybody their lane, and let them do what they do best. So, you don't have to always be the leader of the pack. Sometimes you need to run with the pack to get the pack to where you want them to be. So anyway, that's the power of teams. I'm so thankful that I learned that lesson early on in my life, because nobody wants to cross the. If you're part of a team, you don't want to be Michael Jordan getting 60 points and losing. You'd rather get 30 points and win the championship. They won, I think, 3P plus 2 or 3. I can't remember. Anyway, sports fans correct me. But yeah, sometimes you don't. Sometimes it's better to be the Supremes as opposed to Diana Ross going solo. Do you feel me? You see what I mean? Because there's a lot of power in that team. Not to say that you have to deny yourself, but sometimes to bring the team along, you can change what you do and help others be great in order to get the team to be great as well. So anyway, that's my message on teams tonight. I just had was riffing on that. So the next time you're dealing with your colleagues, your coworkers, your customers, if maybe perhaps you deal with vendors in your professional life, or coaches, freelancers, consultants, you can make them part of your teams. The best vendor relationships are when you see your PR firm or that consultant you're working with as an extension of your team. That's when those folks are at their best. That's when those are the best corporate, or business relationships get formed, when it's seamless. So your team doesn't have to be inside your organization, but they can be a part of your team and be an extension of your team and help everybody involved to be great. So I want you to be great. So let me pivot to your homework. Ask yourself, who's on your team? What skills are you missing? How are you Captain Kirk, or where are you going to find, if you're Jordan, how are you going to find your Scottie Pippen, right? And what skills does that Scottie Pippen have to help you and your organization be great? And what does adding a specialist to your team, what does that look like for you? And conversely, ask yourself, whose team are you on? And what skills and specialties are you bringing to help contribute to your team winning that proverbial championship? Because it's a two-way street, right? And ultimately ask yourself, what can you do to be a better teammate, a better player on that team, right? Are you playing too many positions? Because we tend to do that sometimes, y'all. Come on, you know how we get down. Are you engaging other people? Are you inspiring? Are you, how can you be a better teammate? And what can you do to make your team even better? All right. So chew on that. And then, if you have some thoughts on that, drop them in the comments here or bring them back tomorrow. I'll be back here on Facebook Live at 8 o'clock. And in the meanwhile, take advantage of my gospel adjacent playlist. My gift to you for being here. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. And that's it for me tonight. Hopefully you guys will all come back, and I will see you tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. Take care.